what happens when we have a motorized slider and the Lego castle. We're going to make a commercial. The Black Knight.
Who's that? When the Black Knight challenged, everybody got very excited. They quickly closed the side of the castle.
Alarm! Come on, hurry up!
Then they hurried to the drawbridge. Checked all the machinery.
All the machinery working!
Fortunately, a hero was quickly found and armed.
Right, Black Knight. I'm ready for you. Legoland Castle, medieval adventures to build and collect.
Hello guys, I hope you're well. Mamo here. If you're new to the channel, I'm doing a lot of filmmaking, tips and tutorials, camera gear reviews and all that. Today, we are reviewing and testing actually probably the most powerful motorized slider I've ever used. This is the Zeapon Micro 4. Let's check it out with the PONS head. I'm having a lot of fun because I'm playing with my vintage toys. This is actually my Lego castle from 1987 when I was a kid, probably a Christmas gift. So I can't be happier today to be here with you and play with stuff. I want to show you how you can use these tools to create content. In particular, we are recreating a commercial for this very castle.
The Black Knight is coming!
When the Black Knight challenged, everybody got very excited. They quickly closed the sides of the castle.
Alarm! Come on, hurry up!
Then hurried to the drawbridge. Checked all the machinery.
All machinery working!
Right, Black Knight, I'm ready for you. Legoland Castle, medieval adventures to build and collect.
Also, I have voiced the commercial. If you want to see how I did that, go on my other channel where I do performing arts videos.
Come on, hurry up!
I chose this commercial because I checked the original commercial actually, and there were a lot of this panning and tilting, kind of a dolly movements, camera movements, and that's something you can recreate with this tiny and portable slider. Also, as I mentioned, we have a PONS head, meaning we can control the panning and tilting of our camera, not just the sliding, the dolly movements back and forth. So it's great for this kind of content. We are gonna start with a dolly shot, forward dolly shot with the slider, but also I'm gonna add a tiny bit of tilting up. So I want to have the moon always in the background. If I just go straight forward, the moon will be cut, so I need to tilt up as we move forward. And this is great because I'm using the PONS head. You can set up some A and B points, so you don't have to touch the slider anymore. You simply place the slider on point A and then move it to point B, save those settings, push the play button, and automatically the slider will go from point A to point B. The great feature here, which I'm using today as well, is to have a loop option. I can set up the position A, position B, push the play button, and the slider and my camera will keep going back and forth from A to B until I stop it, which is great for something like this today, for example, because I have quite random things to play with, like the smoke machine and the lightning effect, as you can see here. So what I can do is to let my slider run back and forth until I actually record and film the exact moment I want. So when the smoke is great and when the lightning is flashing. Second shot here with my mom. She arrived. She loves doing this stuff. My mother, she's there in the dark. Second shot is the Dark Knight. So the Dark Knight is a closer shot, basically. I still give a bit of movement on the slider, so dolly movement from left to right. And also we're going to pan as we wrap around the Dark Knight. Still doing with the loop, because we still have a bit of smoke and the lightning effect. It's great. But what I want actually is to reveal the knight behind the tree and then stop on him, hold the frame on him for a second or so. So I'm gonna do it with the buttons and I'm just doing a dolly shot and then stopping right there. Probably one of the cons here is it is a motorized slider and you set up the A and B locations, but this slider will not travel and recreate exactly the same movement as the previous shot. In particular, when I did the Dark Knight shot, I could notice every time the loop was restarting, the camera wasn't really in the same position as the previous loop. So bear that in mind. You can't really reproduce exactly the same movement.
Something like that. Alarm!
Quick unboxing. What does the slider come with? When you open your box, and I'm talking about the combo with the PONS head as well, which I received, you've got carrying cases for both the pieces of equipment. You've got a spare belt for the slider itself, the instructions manual, a couple of wrench keys, and the Micro 4 motor as well for your slider. In terms of controlling your slider here, you have manual control. You can literally push the slider as a normal slider. You can control the slider yourself via the buttons electronically, back and forth. You can go back and forth, and the same on the head. So with the panning, you can push the buttons, and with the tilt as well. Apart from manual controls, so buttons on the sliders, you can actually control the sliders via the app, which I'm not using today because it's easier for me to use it manually right here. You can download the Zeapon app from the website, and you can actually update your firmware and all that jazz. In the next shot, we have some soldiers working, climbing up the walls, setting up some weapons. So we want to go maybe from a lower level to a higher one, to the actual top of the wall. So we are going to use the tilt option, and again, a bit of dolly shot to the side, probably some panning as well. So the three, let's say axes, it's not really axes, but you know, the three movements of the slider. These sliders come in 3 different names and dimensions. I'm going to go through the one I have. If you want to check the other 2, go on the website, Zeapon website. So you have the 500, 700, 1000. The one I have is in the middle range, 700, which measures actually 568 millimeters in terms of length. The travel distance is not really double that, is 770 millimeters, okay? And the weight is 2 kilos and 87 grams. Quite heavy already when you put it in your backpack. Now the load range, the payload, on paper it says these 3 sliders can hold some gear up to 12 kilos when you use it in horizontal mode. When you go to vertical mode, so the slider basically in vertical position, it can hold up to 4.5 kilos, and we're going to test it out today. And this when you use the slider in the standard speed, because we actually have 2 speeds, the fast one and the standard. We have a couple of buttons. Actually, one is a dial. With the dial, you can start playing with the speeds, and then you can use the switch to go to fast speed, and still you can control that speed via the dial. Next shot, guys, this is the trickiest, I guess, because we need to place the slider in a vertical position. Now, I don't have a very strong tripod, so hey, as a filmmaker, we are trying the best solution. Wood. Bello, va bene. We placed it in a diagonal way, and the slider will go up and down, but also tilt from bottom to top, because from the tower we're actually going down to the drawbridge. So it's going to be fun. Let's see if it works. This shot here was taken only with a sliding shot, like a follow shot from the side, dolly. not panning or tilting. I also used the buttons myself to control the movement, and I changed the speed 3 or 4 times to have different options. The build and design, it's very solid. It's made of aluminum, stainless steel rods, and also carbon fiber belts for smooth and stable motion. It feels like a proper piece of cinema gear, but miniaturized. The slider runs via NPF batteries. I have the 750 if I'm not wrong. So that should last a few hours, and you need one battery for each piece of the vise. For example, I have one for the panning, one for the tilting, and one for the slider motor basically. So 3 batteries overall. So I've been using the slider all day basically. It's a lot of fun. There could be a bit of jittery movements, a little bit, especially if you have a heavy camera and when the slider is reaching the end and the beginning of the actual travel distance. But overall it's great. Probably if you use it manually with the buttons, it works a bit better. It's a bit more solid because also maybe you put some pressure on the slider itself, so you keep it down, you hold it down. But overall it's great. I mean, for this kind of stuff, guys, amazing. If you have a probe lens and you do commercial work, I recommend you to try it, because it's a lot of fun. Guys, if you want to check more features, go on the website. It's a great tool. Again, I had a lot of fun. I hope you will enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit subscribe. I can't wait to have you in my community. Drop a comment down here. Let me know what you think. And if you can do this for a Lego commercial, think about what you can do with it for your own content. I am Mamo. Hit subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for checking out.